Hi, this is Polk Payton, and I'm coming to you with my blog number 25. And today's blog is going to discuss dealing with your issues. Now, everybody has issues that they have to deal with. And, it may be something that started with your childhood, or it may have been something that happened to you since you've been an adult, but something that you just haven't thoroughly dealt with. One of my friends posted on his Facebook page, and I thought that was just like phenomenal for him to, acknowledge that, because so many times men don't acknowledge the pain that they're in. And his Facebook post just basically said, so many of us are dealing with unresolved grief. He said, especially men. And so a lot of times, women, we cry and whine and pout and talk to our friends, and we do whatever we have to do to purge ourselves of whatever is hurting us so that we won't feel that pain anymore, or so we can deal with our feelings and move on with our lives. But a lot of times men will hold things inside. And I've noticed that my son is getting older, and as my son becomes a man, I'm more and more convinced that I'm going to die single. But the things that he's going through as a developing man, I have to like pull things out of him to get him to talk to me about things that are bothering him, so that he won't bottle everything up, and so he won't be an erupting volcano, and so that he won't be an emotionally closed off womanizer who who uses women for what they can give him because some woman messed him up. And it's just that, and that's what happens. It's like women, we have a tendency to deal with our issues, and then we're ready to open ourselves right back up to just have our heart stomped on again. But it's like we're willing, because we love the idea of love so much, and being in love, and we love the feeling of being in love enough that we're willing to take the risk that goes along with falling in love. But it seems like men will say, it's like they're saying to women who want them to love them, it's like they're saying, no, you're trying to make me feel what I felt before. And the last time I allowed myself to feel that way about somebody, she ripped my heart out, and it's never going to happen again. And so it's like once a man becomes damaged goods, it just seems like there's no mending him. His heart is just closed off at certain parts of him that a woman will never be able to reach. So it's very important that we deal with our mental issues, because if you're sick and you got a cold, you go to the doctor and you find out what's going on, whether or not you got a sinus infection that's making you sneeze or making your throat hurt. You try to figure out what it is. Do you have strep? You got to find out what's going on. You got to find the source of that pain and why your throat is hurting. You can take some cough syrup, it'll stop hurting for a couple of hours, but it'll start right back hurting because you haven't gotten to the source of why your throat is hurting. So it's very important for men and women to deal with our emotional issues, just like we deal with our physical issues when we go to the doctor to find out what's going on with us. There is no shame in dealing with your mental health issues. So many people have mental health issues that they don't want to deal with, because it's too painful. For one thing, it's embarrassing. For another thing, because we want to be strong and we don't want to admit that something is really just hurting us. And so when somebody tries to come into your life, and the reason that I can talk about this with such authority is because I have been there. I have been that person who was just shut off to the idea of love, because I will remember the last time I felt that way about somebody, he shattered my heart. And so I'm not going to let anybody get that close to my fragile heart with a hammer again. And so he'll have the power to do what was done. So I know that that's the way it happens, because it's happened to me. But I'm grateful for the fact that I've cried my way through it, I've prayed my way through it, and now my heart is available to be found by somebody who's going to nurture my heart and who's going to give me the heart candy that I've waited for my entire life. But you can't get that unless you're willing to open yourself up and be willing to talk to people about what's going on with you. We you know, the world, I say the world because it wasn't just the United States and it wasn't just the entertainment industry, but you know, the world lost a wonderful talent yesterday, in the person of Robin Williams. And you know, nobody really knows what was going on with Robin. People speculate about what was going on with him, and you know, was it drugs, was it, ain't none of your business what it was. It's like, pray for people and mind your own business. You know, you ain't got to specifically know everything that was going on in his house. Pray for his wife, pray for his children, and hope that they are able to get through this without blaming themselves for their loss. And you know, but it just drives home the point that if we don't deal with our issues will deal with us. So sometimes you have to give yourself room to grieve, but you can't grieve as those who grieve who have no hope, because we have hope. You know, you have to always maintain hope and always maintain trust, and just give yourself room, because everybody is not that person. That person who hurt you, that woman who did you dirty, that man who did you dirty, everybody is not that person, and everybody is not out to hurt you. Somebody will love you just like you are. You won't have to change for them. You won't have to mutate yourself into anything. You won't have to buy no hair for them. You won't have to go to the gym 8 days a week in order to keep your six-pack so they won't leave you because they want somebody who's going to be fine for the rest of their life, you know, because they're delusional. You know, it's just like, the person who is going to love you for who you are, they don't need all that. And so, I mean, you know, I want a man that I can look at. I mean, you know, I want to be able to look at him, but at the same time, you know, he doesn't have to be an Adonis, because I understand that, you know, after a while, gravity starts to take place, and then those massive shoulders might, you know, take it down and lap over his belt. And I mean, if that's, you know, if you got a little gut, so what? Hell, I got a little gut too. Oh my God, I didn't mean to do that. But anyway, I got a little gut too. Everybody got a little pooch. I've given birth. I had a child. My son is 16 years old, and I'm still trying to get rid of him in my abdominal section, because he is still, parts of him is still residing up in here. So, you know, don't put, you know, like, restrictions on people and make people walk the line to be in your life, and don't make people feel like they got to walk on eggshells in order to be with you. You know, give people an opportunity to grow with you, you know, because you know, it is, you know, everybody is not perfect, you know, but there's a person who is perfect for you. And if you don't allow yourself to love, if you don't allow yourself to open up your feelings and allow yourself to trust, then you're going to end up by yourself. And, you know, and it's just like, or you may find somebody who's willing to put up with it, but, you know, it's going to be a strained relationship, and somebody's going to end up looking for what they need somewhere else, and then it's going to be a mess. So, you know, save yourself from having to deal with mess by healing yourself. Deal with yourself. Deal with your own issues. And then the flip side of that, you know, some people won't let nobody in, but then there are other people who let everybody in. You know, stop the doggone swinging from one branch to another, woman to woman, man to man, like you can't be by yourself for 15 minutes. If you can't be by yourself for 30 days, what makes you think somebody else want to spend the rest of their life with you? Are you crazy? No, it don't work like that. So you need to learn how to be by yourself, because you just never know what curveballs life is going to throw you. So you have to be prepared to be by yourself, because you came into this earth by yourself, and you're going to leave by yourself. Ain't nobody going with you. Even if they die at the same time you die, you still going to leave by yourself. So just, you know, learn how to be by yourself, learn how to appreciate the values that you have. And then when you learn how to appreciate yourself, then you will recognize your soul's tie in another person. You'll be able to see, this is my soulmate. This is who I'm supposed to be with. But you can't see that either if you're emotionally detached and closed off, and you won't let anybody get close to you. And you also won't see it if you got so many men and women running in and out of your life that you wouldn't know Mr. or Ms. Right if they walked up to you and punched you in your chest. So, you know, just be still, but be open. Let yourself love. Give yourself a chance to love. Love is a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I want to be in love. I want to fall in love, but I want to fall in love with a guy who's right for me, and that's why I'm going to take my time and make sure he's the guy that's right for me before I jump into it head first. It's like men get frustrated, because men want instant gratification sometimes, and it just don't work like that. If you want quality, then you're gonna have to wait for it. You just, you can have quantity. You can have 5 or 6 women at your house during the course of a month, but it's like that's that's not quality, that's quantity. And there's a difference. The words, they start with the same 3 letters, but they are totally different in meaning, and they end a different way. So just and that's how your relationship gonna end up a different way, because if you go for quantity instead of quality, then that's the mess you're gonna end up in a mess. But you gotta be patient with women, because quality women are going to make you work for them. It's like when you don't, sometimes a man or a woman, if you start off from the door giving them everything that they want from the door, if you start off giving everything that you have, giving yourself, giving your body, giving everything you have to this person who has not had an opportunity to earn your trust or earn your respect, then they're not going to appreciate the gift that they've been given, and then they're going to end up taking you for granted, and then it's going to end up bad. So quantity and quality, they start off the same, because it all looks good and rosy at the beginning. It seems really, really good at the beginning, and then when you get to the end, you realize, oh my God, this was not the I was looking for. I was looking for quality, and I ended up with quantity, and I got a big old pile of mess over here. So be kind to yourself. Pay attention to the signs that people throw at you. People are gonna give you different signs all the time to tell you I'm not him or I'm not her. They're gonna give you signs. You just got to pay attention to it. But you also have to be open. You have to keep your mind open. And I've said this in a PSA before, but what you have to do, what I told the ladies to do, is to keep your mind and your eyes open and keep your heart and your legs closed until you know that this man has my best interest at heart. So guys, I can give the same advice to you. Everything that I say in my PSAs or in my blogs have perspective attached to them. It's my perspective. I'm a woman. I'm a single mother. I have a perspective that is, it's unique to my set of circumstances. But there is nothing that I have said in any of my blogs that you or any of my PSAs that you cannot flip and make them gender neutral. So the reason that I seem like I'm hard on men is because I've never had a married woman to try to hit on me. I've never had a woman to try to put me on a sampler platter of other women. I've never experienced that. So I can only talk about my experiences and the experiences that my girlfriends talk to me about. And at the beginning of this PSA, what I talked about was how men don't open up. You don't deal with your feelings. You don't talk to people about your feelings. You internalize things. And because you internalize things, so unless a man is coming to talk to me about getting a divorce and he wants to hire me to be his attorney, that's the only time a man will tell me all his business. They don't want to tell anybody their business. That's why men don't go and get counseling. That's why, and a lot of times, men don't even want to go to the doctor to find out what's wrong with them. That's why you hear about men who die after 3 months of illness, and you hear about women who are cancer survivors, because we go get checkups. We find out what's wrong with us, and then we do whatever we have to do to fix it. But by the time a man seeks help, it's so far gone that there's no earthly help that is available to you. And so if God doesn't intervene and work a miracle, then you're just, you're going to lose your battle with that illness. It's going to be a terminal illness. So I just wanted to, talk to you guys about love, talk to you guys about opening up, talk to you guys about dealing with your feelings, dealing with your issues. Dallas, Texas, I'm coming to see you on August 29th. I'll be there till the 31st. Louisville, Kentucky, I'm coming to see you on September 26th. I'll be there till the 29th. Stay tuned to my blogs. Keep watching. If you want to get a copy of the book, a signed copy, just email me at publicserviceannouncement@comcast.net, or you can go to the Teardrops website. You can go to Amazon, you can go to Barnes & Nobles. There's so many ways you can get my book, but if you want a signed copy, email me at publicserviceannouncement@comcast.net. Thank you so much, and my radio show starts next week. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Bye.